Hi guys, welcome to Joba Design. Year 2014 was supposed to be the year of the wearables. A lot of manufacturers released many different versions of smartwatches. But what's common to all of them is that they all heavily depend on your phone. You need to take your phone with you wherever you go for the watch to give you any real added value, like showing you notifications, controlling the music, etc. However, the problem all runners, cyclists and other athletes face is where to put your phone. You want to carry as few things as possible, however, phones have even become larger. Well, some bought armbands to carry their phones, others decided to grab just a small MP3 player to listen to music. Many of them also use professional sports watches to track their pace and distance. Well, Samsung just released a smartwatch that joins all of these three roles into one smartwatch. It's called Samsung Gear S and it differs itself from all other smartwatches because it requires a SIM card. And let me tell you right away, if you're not prepared to purchase a plan for an extra SIM card, this watch is not for you. Without the functions that the SIM card enables, this watch doesn't offer any more functionality than any other more affordable smartwatch. Also, this watch only works with a Samsung phone. There are some tricks that make it possible to use it with other phones as well, but if you aren't comfortable hacking your watch, you shouldn't attempt this. So if you don't have or don't want to buy a Samsung phone, this watch is also not for you. But if you're still interested in this watch, let's go over some specifications. It has a beautiful curved 2-inch AMOLED screen with 300 pixels per inch. The screen looks great and is also visible in strong light. Under the hood is a dual-core 1 GHz processor with 512 MB of RAM, which feels sufficient at any time. It has 4 GB of onboard storage, for example for your music and apps. It offers Bluetooth connectivity and also has Wi-Fi, but can't use both at the same time. The watch uses 3G for data, has its own GPS and also packs a heart sensor with the addition of some other sensors. It's running the Samsung's Tizen operating system, which at the moment lacks good applications, and that's a real shame. Despite its size, the watch is very comfortable and feels light. I wore it playing tennis, sleeping, basically all the time, and it never bothered me at all. Although it looks very large and quite thick, even my sister said it feels great, so it's not only for men. Neither of us has large wrists, so I would say the watch will fit anyone. I would also like to say people notice it a lot. I mean, I don't think any other normal watch for this money will make people notice it as much as this one. Everyone commented it and the majority agreed it looks very elegant. If you're just looking for a watch that will turn a lot of heads, you won't find anything like this one, even if you spend 10 times more. That's probably the effect of the novelty of smartwatches, which will eventually wear off. But still, I must say this watch is very beautiful and comfortable. The watch also comes with a black strap and a wider strap. The clip is adjustable but feels a bit rubbery. The watch is IP67 certified, so I didn't hesitate to put it underwater, even though it feels weird. I definitely wouldn't go swimming with it due to the pressures that can build up during swimming strokes, but I've seen people do it. It's enough so sweat and rain won't hurt it and you can wash it up after the exercise. The battery life is pretty good. It lasts more than 24 hours easily, but not quite 48 hours. If you use the GPS for some running, it should still last for a full day, which is good for today's standards. It comes with a clip-on charger, which also has an internal battery. That means you can use it to top off the watch on the go, even if you aren't close to a socket. It holds approximately enough for a full charge, and it's a nice little feature that partially makes up for the fact it doesn't have wireless charging. I think they could still find a solution that incorporates both, So the fact that this watch doesn't have wireless charging is a letdown for me. You should also pick up some Bluetooth headphones to go along with this watch, because talking over the watch is inconvenient in public. The Samsung Gear Circle seems an obvious choice because you must already be heavily invested in the Samsung ecosystem. You can check out the review of that, I'll leave the link down below in the description. With headphones you'll be able to go out, taking only your watch, listening to music, tracking your activity and still being able to answer calls. When the watch is connected to the phone over Bluetooth, you receive notifications from apps, you can answer and initiate calls, you can control the music, check the weather and give voice commands with S Voice. Okay, Jarvis. Call Robert Bevets. You even have a browser to search the web, news aggregators, navigation and plenty of other apps that you have to install through your phone. When your phone and watch disconnect because you leave the apartment without your phone, the watch connects to its mobile network and reconnects to the phone over the internet. You get all the functions I mentioned before, which is pretty amazing. The SIM card in your watch might have a dedicated phone number or the same one as in your phone. You need to choose the multi-SIM option for the latter or set the watch number in the phone's app so all calls are forwarded to the watch. This is automatically activated when the watch is connected through internet. That way you are always reachable to your main phone number. All texts are also forwarded to the watch and you can choose if you want to use the watch's number to respond to the text or send it as data to your phone, which then sends the text. You can also respond to emails if the account is in the email app. Unfortunately, there is no Gmail, WhatsApp, Viber or similar apps for the watch. That's why you will only see the notifications but will not be able to respond, which is very unfortunate. The fact is, the operating system just doesn't have the apps you want, so responding is limited to what I mentioned. That's a shame, because responding on the go is what sets this watch apart from others. It would really be amazing if you could respond in other apps as well, and it might happen in the future. However, the lack of quality apps at the moment is what's keeping this watch from being an incredible watch, making it only a good watch. So now we know this watch fulfills its job of replacing the phone on the go. Next thing it needs to solve is music. There are some internet radio apps, but are not available in my country, so I couldn't test that, but you can have internet music. You can also transfer music from the phone and save some data. Paired with some headphones, you have several ways of controlling the music and volume, and it works like it's supposed to. It makes it a great replacement of your MP3 player. The final test is how well does it do its job as a sports watch. Well, let me tell you right away. It will not replace your professional sports watch like a Polar or Suunto. I gave the watch to my sister who runs marathons to compare it to a professional Polar watch. The GPS in the smartwatch was accurate and gave good readings of pace and distance. The problem, of course, is the measuring of the heart rate. Trying to measure heart rate on top of your wrist while running is very difficult, and all smartwatches share this problem. At times, the detected heart rate was off by more than 50 beats per minute compared to a professional watch. The data is not totally off all the time, but if you want accurate heart rate data, you will stick to your sports watch. She also mentioned the Nike running app wasn't very good. Some text is too small and the music inside the app is not controlled with the headphone buttons. She did like the Samsung's S Health, and she said it gave her the info she needed. We didn't find an app that could work without a phone and connect to a sensor around the chest, but that is obviously a solution to this problem. So, in the end, to answer the question if this is the watch to buy for running. Well, it could potentially replace all your other gadgets for running, but it's not quite there yet. If, however, you don't need accurate heart rate readings, this watch is definitely a great solution. If you're a runner in the market for a smartwatch, then this watch offers some incredible added value that others simply don't. Its ability applies to other sports as well, where it's possible to wear a watch, and also any other occasions when it's convenient to leave your home without your phone. The watch works seamlessly with the phone, which of course must be a Samsung. It's comfortable, good looking, but lacks the apps that would make it amazing. Of course, you will also have to invest in a plan for an extra SIM card. But maybe, for the first time in years, you will actually leave your house without a phone in your pocket. Thanks for watching. See you next time.